The whole concept behind pastoral theology is really trying to help the seminarians to integrate what they're learning in their theology classes into their pastoral encounters, hence the name pastoral theology. Because it's all too easy to kind of have a separation between the two. I mean, this is what I've mastered in the classroom, and now I'm interacting with people, so there's obviously interpersonal skills there. It's necessary for the priest to be able to draw upon the knowledge that he's acquired and to see what that looks like in everyday life, and then to speak to it, in order to help people, lead to the healing and the joy and the grace of Christ.
At the beginning of the year, that impacted how we set up the class, even in terms of the tables that they're sitting at. Father Kartje put them in groups. He said, imagine that you are all associate pastors and you're sitting together, discussing scenarios. Some of those scenarios will come out of their teaching parish experiences, but then some of the scenarios we provide to them, and then they're challenged to see how they would accompany people through these particular situations.
It's a two-way street. We find that Christ is saying something to us too through the people of God that we encounter at our parishes. So we're able to bring that back and share amongst one another.
It's fruitful because you learn how to listen to others who are different than you. Also, I think it's important because we have different teachers every other day. So having that, you can hear the same topic from different points of view.
We're starting off in First Theology because this needs to be an integral part of every year of theological formation. This isn't just a class that they do once and then move on. Pastoral theology, by its very definition, is the integration of all the traditional topics of theology that a seminarian studies, and that constant interaction with the other, with the people of God in the church. There is never an aspect of the seminarian's life that is not in some way, shape, or form integrated into the pastoral encounter. And there should never be a moment in any seminarian's life where he isn't reflecting upon, the great learning of the tradition. And so pastoral theology, as the name implies, is the really very beautiful marrying of those two kind of broad streams in seminary formation. So absolutely, it has to begin with day one of seminary, and it needs to continue all the way into that day, God willing, he puts his hands between his bishop's hands at ordination, and it better continue every day of his priesthood, after that.
You see all the different elements of a man's formation, his spiritual formation, his human formation, come into play, with his intellect when considering these pastoral questions on really how to act as a fully integrated man, and in this case, in the person of Christ. So it's a great opportunity for him to experience the dimensions, come together, and strategize even how he would live that out as a priest.